What's going on, guys? It's your boy, and I didn't do the intro, but there's a reason why for that. But anyways, what we're going to do today is a consumer questions video inspired by Dylan. And it's because he's going to get a ps4 so he can keep at his dad's house. And so he's asked me a few consumer questions, and I'm just going to go on about, what I think about them. And so there's 4 questions. It's going to be real short and sweet, to the point. First question is, what are the big performance differences? The big performance differences is, to look here, you look here, we see 1.8 on the original versus the PS4 Pro, which has 4.20. Now, to sum this up, not only do you get graphic power, you get a lot higher graphic power, and that doesn't make any sense, but you get much more power in terms of graphics than you would with the original. And that gives you the functionality and the capabilities to run at 4K, the capabilities to render and record at the 1080p. That gives you, the capabilities to choose in the game. Do you want locked frame rates so your frame rates stay stable in case you don't like, maybe in certain games the frame rate jitters back and forth. Maybe you want a locked frame rate. Maybe you want certain details to be higher than others, and then you can play it in different resolutions to make it maybe look brighter or crisper. The big performance differences you have to experience, and it's not only within the game, within game customization, within visual settings and graphics settings, but it's also within the power that it has for recording the games and for what you can do within customizing settings and components within the console itself. But obviously the main thing is visual, and you get that visual difference that you're not going to get with the regular PS4. And is there a big performance difference? Yes. If you have a 4K TV and you go from an HD TV, there's going to be a huge difference. If you get this versus the regular PS4, it'll be more stable on a regular HD TV, but I still feel, as somebody who owns both consoles, you'll be able to feel the difference or notice the difference. It may not be, depending on your situation, what type of TV you have. Maybe you were expecting a little bit more, but I feel you'll be able to notice it. So, are there big performance differences? Yes. Not only within the console itself and recording, but importantly and especially within the game and the visuals itself. Next question: is recording in 1080p worth it? In this day and age, with everything we have Ultra HD, we have HDR, we have 4K, we have Apple. Apple has like 5K iMacs now, the 5K monitors, 1080p at 30, and this does it at 30, not 1080p at 60 like an Elgato or something. This is at 1080p at 30. I feel is now a standard. We've got, obviously this isn't a phone or anything, but we've got phones that are like, that can play 4K. They have OLED screens and crazy things like that. I feel 1080p is definitely it's a must. It's a necessity. You cannot take that out, especially with the PS4 Pro. When you think of a PS4 Pro, it's like a high-end custom gaming PC made by made by a person who just will cut any corners to get the power. And when you look at a 720p video from the PlayStation and then regular 1080, which you can find on my channel, and once I put this up, probably after a few hours or something, I'll link them. You'll notice the difference. Would it be better if it's 1080 at 60? Of course it would be. But still, to get it at 1080 with an Elgato capture card, you still have to pay like $155, maybe $126 with other brands. So it's still, you're still saving more money than buying a slim PS4. Then you have to have all those other cables hooked up. You have to have a pretty decent computer to record. You may have to have you're gonna have to have the chat link cable and other cables and mics plugged in just so you can get your own audio. Here it's all through one thing. It's nice. It's clean. It's user friendly. It's user friendly. That is the key word. I don't know why I emphasize the word user. Dylan's gonna tell me that tomorrow. I know it. Now, is there a difference in the gameplay? That goes back to performance. Absolutely. Depending on your situation, what kind of TV you have, there can be a big difference. But no matter what, you're going to feel, and you should be able to see that there's going to be smoother gameplay. You're not going to see frames drop as much. You're not going to see the choppy gameplay you may have seen before. When you hear and your PS4 gets loud and it's hot, it's like it's thirsting to find some power just to run like certain maybe scenes in a game that are graphic intensive, that will really require the power out of that GPU. You're gonna notice there's not only the games will look better, obviously, if you have a 4K TV, but they're gonna run smoother, and you have that option, which is a great thing. Do you want it to have the locked frame rate to have it run smoother? To me, this is what I told Dylan. The PS4, and listen, PC Master Race guys, listen, I have a PC too, love it. I have many PCs better than PS4, obviously. And this PS4 probably better than many of the shit PCs that, because they're shit. But I'm not saying PCs, or not saying PS4 Pro is better than PC, but hear me out. With the customizations you can do within this system, within the components, especially within the game and the visuals, this console, we've never really seen a console like this before, where it's like a PC, where you've gotten all those options. You can choose what you want, shader, details maybe within the water edges, or all those kind of things. And so, is there a difference in the gameplay? Of course. Again, if you have the 4K TV, then you'll really be able to take advantage of all the consoles that are coming out in the future, especially this one. But even if you don't have a 4K TV, you'll notice that the game will run a lot smoother. I don't know why I emphasize the word smoother either. I don't know why I'm doing that. Now, wow, I'm going really fast too. What did I do? 1, 2, 3. Yes. I'm just gonna go quickly on this one. Do USB 3.0 make a difference because the PS4 has USB 3.0 on it versus the original, which had 2.0? Obviously, yes, absolutely. Not only do you have more output within volts to, going with the power, it's your transfer rates between data transferring and reading and writing is much higher. You can get things done much more efficiently. Obviously, USB 3.0 will be better, not only with power output for charging things, but even for using the controller wired. And you'll notice that in Battlefield 1. Sometimes the controller might be a second late or something. You'll really notice once you go into the settings and you change it that it makes a difference. USB 3.0 on any device, not just a PS4, on any device, it's obvious. So there's really no need to go into detail to that. If you want me to, though, write in the comments. I'll be happy to. At the end of the day, is this console worth it? Now, this is where it gets subjective. This is where this video is going to get a little long. This is why I have the Project Scorpio up here. Now, I just want to say, real quick disclaimer. There's always fans out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's always fans out there that'll go get the next latest model just to get the newest, latest, greatest thing. So we're going to exclude those people, because that wouldn't be fair. We also have to remember that with every console we've seen, with the 360, all of these consoles, this is just throughout the life cycle. These are cycle phases, versions of the console. This is just the lifespan. This is what happens. So we have to keep that in mind, okay? But is this console worth it? If you have a PS4, and all your friends are on PS4, and you're looking for a console that's much more powerful, this is absolutely worth it. Yes, even though the Project Scorpio will have the 6 teraflops of power, you will still, just like the regular PS4, this will last you throughout the entire PS4 lifespan, in my opinion, and you'll still have plenty of power. And we can just look at that here through the numbers. I mean, I really don't need to explain the 1.84 versus 4.20. Because, you know, just looking at the numbers here. Sure, the RAM is the same, but really it comes down to those two. Not this one is whatever, but it's actually really this line here. And so we do have, it'll be 8 cores, just like this one. Now, again, if you have a PS4, you're looking for that next big incremental upgrade that will really make a difference. The PS4 Pro is worth it. Not only just for the power, but just for the value you'll get within being able to record. You know, having everything all in one. You don't need extra cables. You don't need extra like mics and all that. You don't need any of that. Just the fact that you have all that there. And then with the Elgato, you know, a lot of people need a video editing software, and that can be very taxing on your computer CPU and GPU. The fact that you have Share Factory, which, by the way, great editing software, Share Factory, that you have that in the console. You have everything there. I mean, you know, programs like Share Factory can easily cost $50. They can cost $100. They can cost a few $100s. Probably not $1,000 for what Share Factory offers. But there are video editing softwares like that. Video editing software can get very expensive, and it's not cheap. So the fact that the PS4 had all that, especially if you're trying to make it on YouTube, you know, you want to have that console where you can do everything. The PS4 is the console for you. And so at the end of the day, is it worth it? Yes, very narrow. Very narrow. And this is why I say it's very narrow. If your friends both have PS4, Xbox One, they play them both equally. If you have an original PS4 and you are willing to wait for that Xbox One Project Scorpio, then just wait. Why wouldn't you wait? Because here's what's going to happen. And it's competition. This is what's supposed to happen. This is what makes rivalry. This is what makes tech so fun. When a developer comes out, they come out with something better, then somebody else has to come up with the next best thing. I can tell you, once this releases, Sony is already in the process right now of making a console that's either equivalent or better. I can already tell you. And then once the Sony one comes out, same thing with the Xbox. This is just going to keep happening. It's mid-life. It's just the phases. It's the cycles within the console. This happened with PS3, with Xbox 360. I mean, we saw it with, you know, when Xbox 360, they had the Xbox 360 Black, Xbox 360 Elite, Xbox 360 Slim or S, whatever it was called. They had all those. And then they had the one before the Xbox One S, that Xbox 360 that was a smoother looking one. You know, they're just cycles of the console. So this is always going to happen. But if you're willing to wait it out for that Project Scorpio, and you have both consoles, wait it out then. But in my opinion, because of, you know, the situation that Dylan's in, and if, you know, because this console's already out, this isn't a bad purchase. But it's a very narrow victory just because it's coming out this year and the power it has. But remember, then they'll come out with something better. Both Sony and Xbox will. So even though this is a very, very hard decision, and it's very subjective, you can look at this in so many different ways. So many different YouTubers, so many different tech guys can look at this in so many different ways. I feel it's worth it. And especially, again, it depends on your situation. In Dylan's situation, he really is, you know, interested in doing the video editing now. You know, he really wants to, I can see he wants to go to that next level. And, you know, he has a gaming computer, but it's not that, you know, it's not that great, according to him. So, you know, for him to get the video editing software and the Elgato, that's way too much money. So, but with this, he can do it all there. It's all there for him. You don't need anything more. And that's why I'm saying, not just the PS4 Pro is worth it just because of the raw sheer power it has, but just because of the value. Not the dollar sign that Sony's listing it for. No. For what this console can do. Look at it in other ways. Look at it, you know, go out and look at capture cards and all. You can look at the most expensive ones. You can look at the most cheap, the cheapest ones out there. Either way, the Sony price will beat the price that Sony's listing this console for with everything it can do is the best value out there. So that's why this is the narrow victory. Now, if you guys want me to go more into detail within this, I'll do another video like that. And if you want to hear my full personal experience on that, let me know, because I do have a video for that. But it's long, it's like 36 minutes. But I do have a video for that. And I hope this helped you guys. You know, it's real quick, short, sweet, to the point. Hope this helped you guys. If you liked it, like it. If you want to subscribe, it's, you know, it's greatly appreciated. Obviously, that's what we all want as YouTubers. I'm not going to be subscriber hungry. I'm not going to say, like, you know, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to keep saying throughout the video, hey, subscribe here. I'm not going to do that. If you like it, like it. If you dislike it, I'd rather you not dislike it, but if you do, I can't stop you. It's okay. But I hope this helped you guys. I hope, you know, this will help you make an informed decision. Maybe it'll just clear your mind a little bit. And if you have any questions or any, you know, things about it, let me know. I'd love to see little debates about it. Even if, and maybe include me in one too, asking questions. Even if I lose to the Xbox One S versus this console, I'd love to be in one of those debates and hear about it. And it's so interesting what people say. It's cool. So, hope this helped you guys. I know it certainly, I guess, helped me, even though I already have it. I certainly enjoy doing things like this. I hope this helps you guys. Let me know what you guys think. And also, real quick shout out to Dylan for inspiring this video. And also, he's going to be my main editor now, so go follow him on, what's it called? Go follow him on Twitter. It's his YouTube name. I'll also link his Twitter in there. And one more thing also. This video will come out either Sunday night today or Monday night. And if you live in Florida, especially in Orange County, you'll know that today is the last day of our spring break. And if you're watching this on Monday, it's the first day of going back to school, and then we have EOCs coming up within that week, and, you know, other testing, I think. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Quick shout out to Florida, and I wish we wouldn't have to go back to school tomorrow, but have fun, guys. Let me know what you guys think.